You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me. personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, come and be. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my head.
Do not categorize the blessing by colors. It is not the colors you need to watch. It is the character. Watch out for the character. I'm going to tell you, there are three basic types of people that you will interact with if you are a child of destiny. Can I share this with you? The first group are confidants. Confidants. You will have very few of them. Confidants are those people in your life who love you unconditionally. They are into you. Whether you're up or down, right or wrong, they are into you. They are in for the long haul. If you get in trouble, they get in trouble with you. They'll come see you in the jailhouse. They'll come get you out the crack house. They're confidants. You can open up and share anything with them. You'll never inherit your kingdom until you find your confidant. You can't be David till you find your Jonathan. Having a good confidant is the key that unlocks the kingdom, because you were raised outside the gate and God's going to cause you to reach over the wall. You got to have a confidant behind the wall who can mentor you for what God is going to do next in your life. The problem with most people is that everybody they run around with is under them. And so you are forever feeding people who can't feed you. And after years of feeding them, they begin to drain you. You got to have somebody who can feed you so you can feed somebody else. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Am I talking to anybody in here? You need the confidant then. The confidant is those few people that come along in your life that are for you. They are with you. They are intimately intertwined in your life. They are there to make sure that you reach your destiny. They will confront you. They will get in your face. They will get in your business. They will tell you when you're wrong, because they are confidants. If you have 2 or 3 of them in a lifetime, you are a blessed person. Without them, you'll never be who God called you to be. You need to find your confidant. Number 2, the other group are your constituents. They are not into you. They are into what you are for. They are for what you are for. They are your constituents. And as long as you are for what they are for, they will walk with you and work with you and labor with you, but never think that they are for you. They are for what you are for. And you have to know that, because if they meet somebody else that will further their agenda, they will leave you and hook up with them, because they were never for you. They were just for what you were for. They are your constituents. And throughout your life, if you're not careful, particularly if you're broken, you will mistake your constituents for your confidants. And you will think that they are for you when they are really not for you. They are just for what you are for. And by the time you get through falling in love with them, they will break your heart as they hook up with somebody else who is for what you are for, because it was never about you anyway. It was about the causes that you represent. They are for what you are for, but they are not for you. They are your constituents. Can I go deeper with this? The third group are your comrades. These people are not for you, nor are they for what you are for. It is just that they are against what you are against. And the comrades will make strange bedfellows. This will cause people to come together who are not for you, and they are not for what you are for, but they are against what you are against. And they will team up with you to help fight a greater enemy. But don't be confused by their associations. They will only be with you until the victory is accomplished. These people are like scaffolding. They come into your life to fulfill a purpose. And when the purpose is complete, the scaffolding is removed. But don't be upset when they are removed, because the building always remains when the scaffolding is removed. What I'm saying to you, my brothers and sisters, expect the constituents and the comrades to leave you and desert you after a while. Don't be upset when they don't react to your dream the way you expected them to, because they were never really with you in the first place. Be careful then who you tell your dream to, because if you tell your dream to your constituents, they will desert you and try to fulfill the dream without you. If you tell it to your comrades, they won't support it because they never were for what you were for anyway. If you find a few people in your entire life with whom you can share your dream with, you are a blessed somebody. I can tell you how to identify people who are really for you. If they are really for you, they will weep with you when you weep, and they will rejoice when you rejoice. When you walk in a room and you tell somebody good news, stop being happy for a minute and watch their reaction. If they're not happy for you, shut your mouth and walk back out of the door. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying to you. Oh, yeah, because when they are really connected to you, they will be happy for you when you share your dream. Find somebody, look them in the eye and say, are you happy for me? If you don't get the right reaction, don't tell them anything else. You need somebody who's really going to be happy for you. I don't want just anybody praying for me. I don't want none of them haters praying for me, because you know you hate me and you don't want me to succeed. I want somebody praying for me who really wants me to be blessed, who wants me to be an overcomer, so you can put up your oil and stop speaking in tongues, because you know you never did speak to me anyway, and ain't no need in you coming up here in this hospital like you gonna pray some cancer up off of me. I'd rather have somebody who really loves me lay across the bed and rebuke the devil. And God is so faithful, he'll always give you somebody. Oh, if he ever sent anybody into your life to help you, you ought to just clap your hands and thank him for the people he sent. Don't worry about the people he took. You ought to praise him for the people he sent. Tell somebody, say, somebody help me. I didn't get here by myself. Somebody helped me to get here. Somebody taught me how to stand. Somebody got me behind the gate. Somebody taught me the protocol of the pilot. Somebody encouraged me when I felt like dropping out of school. Somebody helped me when my back was up against the wall. Somebody mentored me when I was going through a divorce. Somebody helped me when I was going through a crisis. God is so faithful that he will never leave himself without a witness. He will send somebody.
Lord, we tune into WZYE 95.9, the world right in the airwaves, shining bright and fine. From Margate to the islands, the signal never fades. We lift our hands and praise you for the joy that it brings today. Bless Mr. Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, all the viewers too. Every viewer, every caller, every chatter in the crew. Pour your favor on the station. Let the Holy Ghost flow free. WZYE 95.9, broadcasting victory. Ha! Oh, the bone, the bone, the bone, the bone, the bone. Yellow chan can loan the bone, the bone. Kamla the mountain, she nah move, she nah shake. Stand up for the people, make the economy wake. From the poor man table to the children's school bag, she bring back the money, she fly the Trini flag. Superpower Caribbean, watch it rise again. Kamla Prasad, Mrs. the Iron Lady Rain. Hey, Mountain Kamla, hey. Trinidad champion, she come from the struggle. No, the poor man feel pocket empty, light be lie, but she nah kneel. Open the door for the youth, them give them hope and chance. Build school, build road, give every pitney a dance. Them say economy dead, she say watch me now. Bring back the jobs, make the dollar run through. From Laventil to Cedros, from Tobago shore. She feeding the hungry, she open every door. Strong like a mountain, rain now wash she down. When the pressure bust, she still stand her ground. Strong like a mountain, rain now wash she down. When the pressure bust, she still stand her ground. Kamla the mountain, she nah move, she nah shake. Stand up for the people, make the economy wake. From the poor man table to the children's school bag, she bring back the money, she fly the Trini flag. Superpower Caribbean, watch it rise again. Kamla Prasad, Mrs. the Iron Lady Rain. Hey, Mountain Kamla, hey. Trinidad champion, champion, champion. Trinidad champion, champion. Trinidad champion, Trinidad. Them try back, she down, try shake, she foundation. But she stand like Everest, pure determination. Caring for the children, no more hungry belly cry. Books in them and future bright like blue sky. She willing fi fight, she willing fi bleed. For every Trini soul, every single need. Oil money flowing, tourism boss again. Trinidad and Tobago with the boss of the chain. No more begging no island, we lead in the back. Kamla the general, we marching right back. She fly straight to USA, link up with Trump. Sit down like boss, no time for no stump. Talk for the people, talk for the land. Come back with the pen, we go right all the wrong. And sign off the deals, make the money rain hard. Economy jump up, no more so fired. Poor man get house, children get light. She rewrite the future, make everything right. That pen in she hand like Excalibur blade. Kamla the queen, know the whole world afraid. She strong, she wise, she love we fi true. From the ghetto to the mansion, she there for me and you. One voice, one nation, one Trinidad queen. 23 seats and beyond, she living the dream. Kamla the mountain, she nah move, she nah shake. Superpower Caribbean, watch the whole world shake. She get the pen, she right the wrong. Now we on top, eh. Mountain Kamla, Trinidad and Tobago, we back on top again, eh. Trumping champion, Kamla, 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 Kamla. Trinidad forever.
Whatever, for whatever, we moving up, straight to the top. We moving up, straight to the top. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are change has finally come. We fix it TNT. You and see his love. Run and tell everybody the work has just begun. We build it TNT. You and see will get it done. So whatever, I got whatever. 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 Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Is yet to come. We shaping TNT. You and see his love. Run and tell everybody. Together we are one. We grow in TNT. You and see will get rid of it. Up, straight to the top. We moving up, straight to the top. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. be done. UNC for everyone. UNC is love.
P&M propaganda fire upon that. Mr. Wall Street, man with the facts. I was ready for the propaganda. Put it to rest, you see that. Love until born, New Jersey breed. Real runner, freedom fighter. Uncle Tommy the silent assassin, greed. Ready for the fight, ready for set things right. All the people on the chat, the callers, the viewers. Whole night, we originate, not imitate. We not copy, we create. Bring the truth and the facts to the people. Big up Trinidad and Tobago. Gnarly, from Love till Hills to Jersey streets to rise. Silent assassin with the microphone, cutting lies like a knife. WZYE 95.9, the station where the real ones tune in. Bubbleheads talking nonsense, but Wall Street drop the facts and win. Fraud of the week, they get exposed, no filter, no gloves. They are the real runner, freedom fighter pushing from above. Chatters light up, callers, boss, viewers lacking strong. Uncle Tommy in the building, propaganda, don't you hear the song? Mr. Wall Street, man with the facts. Always ready for the propaganda. Put it to rest, yes, yeah, that. Love until born, New Jersey breed. Real runner, freedom fighter. Uncle Tommy the silent assassin, greed. Ready for the fight, ready for set things right. All the people on the chat, the callers, the viewers. All night, we originate, not imitate. We not copy, we create. Bring the truth and the facts to the people. Big up Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, them frauds are top, them bubbleheads are shit. Wall Street drop knowledge like a 45, now fear. From Love until to the word, the silent wanna speak. Freedom fighter in the night, the truth where the people seek. WZYE 95.9, the frequency we control. Callers bust the line, chapters bust the pole. We're ready for the war, ready for the fight. Set the record straight every single night. Is it? We originate, not imitate. The silent assassin don't talk. Now the facts are regulate. Big up every Trini, every Tobagonian, every listener on the wave. Uncle Tommy, Mr. Wall Street. Love until to Jersey we brave. Mr. Wall Street, what? Man with the facts. Always ready for the propaganda. Put it to rest, yes it does. Rest it. Love until born, New Jersey breed. Yes. Real runner, freedom fighter. Uncle Tommy, the silent assassin, greed. Ready for the fight, ready for set things right. All the people on the chat, the callers, the viewers. All night, we originate, not imitate. We not copy, we create. Bring the truth and the facts to the people. Big up Trinidad and Tobago. Big up Trinidad and Tobago. And Tobago. Big up Trinidad and Tobago.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Warshit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, as soon as you join us, do your WZYE civic duty, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. Or 973-609-6509. That's 973-609-6509. And this is how we start the thing.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life, and as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station, we're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Hey, this is Lady Gaga. Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
You're live in the mix with the one and only.
Hey, this is Justin Timberlake, and this is
In the Village.
Yo, what's going on? This is Jersey Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
Hey, what's up? This is Ludacris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
You're rocking with the best. It's In the Village. In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And of course, we're back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, whenever you join us, do your WZYE civic duty. Share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, like, and share WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444 or 973-609-6509. That's 973-609-6509. Let me say a special welcome to my pal, the young man himself, better known as Marshall, Uncle Tommy Nesbitt. Come your way.
Quite good, and it's a pleasure being here with you again on this eventful Monday. Nice, warm, toasty day. I would tend to think that you would have run earlier today, so you know how the temperature was going to be.
Yeah, I started at about. I actually went to Teaneck to train today.
Wow.
And I went to Teaneck High School, which is about 35 minutes from here. And you know, Tommy, when you're training, the track does really help you, with your
Yes.
training and your time.
Yes.
So,
I would imagine that track was well maintained.
man, Tommy, it's a brand new track, boy.
It's Teaneck.
Yeah, Teaneck High School. And Tommy, boy, I feel like I was running on water, boy.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Boy, it's one of these most splendiferous workouts I had in a while. When I leave there, I was happy like 25 packs.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And a matter of fact, I think I'm going back there on Wednesday.
Good idea.
You know, it's interesting, even though it's half an hour from your home.
It's worth it.
Going to the track in Springfield takes me about 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
So it's only like an additional 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes to get there. You know, but the track is really, 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 man. I was surprised because I haven't been there in a long time. And when I went today, man, I was totally impressed, and my workout went fantastic. So things are looking up. I can't complain at all. And tomorrow the weather is gonna be 100 and something tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be brutal.
So I have about 3 or 4 training sessions tomorrow. So I might rather get up a little early and go and run about maybe 9:30. And I think I have a session at 10, 10:30, and 11. So I have to get them in early before, the temperature turns to 100. So I'll have a long day tomorrow. But time management.
But are we supposed to experience triple digits for the rest of the week?
Say that again?
Are we gonna have triple digits for the rest of the week?
They say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, that's 3 days. That would feel like a lifetime.
Yeah. So, the central area will be on. Tommy, it's interesting, right? Batos was in first tonight, but
Yep.
Things change up a little bit, but you know what? It depends on what time we put up the what time I send it out. It's interesting. I know we talked about this previously. How it just for me that, well, at least me, right? Growing up, I never had a fan For my 18 years of living in Trinidad and Tobago, I never slept with a fan, I never slept with an air condition, and I never slept in central air condition. For 18 years. And you know what? It never bothered me. If I go back to Trinidad today, I cannot sleep without central air or air conditioning. That's interesting, eh? I mean, I think that's because how your body changed, and you had to deal with this cold temperature up here, and then you had to deal with the warm temperature. So, you know, and in Trinidad, when I used to live in Trinidad, very rarely did I used to run bareback. I always had on a t-shirt. Now, if I go running in Trinidad, if I run with a t-shirt on me, you'll just think when I finish, you'll think I come out of swimming pool. Or you think I just take my shirt and I throw it in water. It'll be soaking wet. But you know. And so Tommy, I was just thinking about this. July the 4th, 2026 will be approximately 49 years that I left Schumacher Clavante. July 4th, 1977. That is 49 years, right?
Yes, 49.
It will be 49 years. Almost making it half a century. 49 years since I left Schumacher Clavante building one apartment for one.
And my anniversary is 4 days after yours.
Yours is 4 days after mine?
Yep.
And how much years will you be?
54 years.
54? You know, Tommy, I gain vex, eh? I gain vex. I really gain vex, eh?
Why?
I just see something come up there, but then they are saying that they should release the Hadids on them. You know, Tommy, you have to start to understand Trinidad and Tobago, you know. You see, Tommy, if that was the small man, you wouldn't hear and Philip Alexander make a next video today, and I go play it, yeah? Because the message is serious message. You know, Tommy, I was talking to some people today. You know, if that was the small man, or as the fella call them cockroaches, he wouldn't make no statement when they was doing the cockroach and them all kind of thing, you know. But all in a sudden, Tommy, 1%, right, get detained, and all of them have something to say now. You see, Tommy? You see how evil and wicked the PNM is? That is the PNM. All in a sudden, Tommy. And listen, I want to credit you too, eh? When the small man was getting detained, Tommy, and showing themselves, right, and they detaining them just because it was a SOE. How come them fellas wasn't saying nothing, Tommy?
I guess they became seasoned to the abuse.
Who became seasoned?
The small man.
No, but how they go come season? No, you'll expect Gary Griffin to come out and say something. You know what? I want to call Gary Abu. Folks, excuse me. I want to call Gary Abu. I'm going to play a video for little Gary Abu. I'm going to play this video, Tom. I'm sorry, yeah, folks. I'll go back to the chat. But I vexed tonight. I really vexed. Because, you see, when this small man getting abused, used, and disrespected, them fellas ain't have much to say, no. Listen to Gary Abu. Listen to what Gary Abu.
It's only so much racism we can take. And if the Jews could leave Germany, the Syrian Lebanese can leave Trinidad. The UNC must stop spreading hate and division in the nation. And if they continue, I am going to myself go on a platform to encourage every person who invests in this country to pull up their roots and find somewhere else fertile ground where people are loving and caring. I represent the sea people. And is it to say that I represent them because I'm involved in drug activity? Take it to the police. My hands are as clean as I would want them to be.
I call him Gary Ago. I call him Gary Ago because I want to know from Gary. Gary, how come you wasn't so boisterous? Hello? Gary? Hello, Gary? Gary, you're live on WZYE 95.9 FM with Uncle Tommy and Professor Walsh. How are you?
Hey, listen. I don't know what kind of music you listen to, but I want you to hear something, right?
Okay.
I live next to a river, so the smallest frogs in the world live in Trinidad. And when they have their young, they carry their young because the young are so small, but so it's overwhelmingly loud. How are you guys going?
Gary, we are going excellent. But Gary, I'm disappointed in you. I'm very disappointed in you. Here's why I'm disappointed in you. Because when the little small man was being locked up, Gary, under SOE, I really didn't hear you make no statement. But all of a sudden, Gary, one person in the what is called the 1% in Trinidad and Tobago, right, was detained. I hear you saying that the UNC racist and all these Syrians should pick up the Georgie bundle and go somewhere else. Why is that, Gary? Why would you encourage that type of thing? Why won't you just try to be a unifier? The PNM, under the PNM, Gary, plenty little black youth get locked up in that SOE, Gary. Plenty black youth, Gary. But them don't have the means that we had it out. They don't have the means. So they had to stay and do in that hole in the cell. They couldn't complain about the hole in the cell, Gary. You know, so, and you know, Gary, here's my friend. But I'm disappointed in you because I think you went down the race line and you didn't have to go down that
line. Of the 16,000 families that I know, maybe 200 of them have problems with offspring who were the point of humanity and life. And so I'm very aware of all of the people who were arrested, and many of them I know the families.
Nobody said nothing, Gary. Even Gary Griffith come out and talking about you want to Gary Griffith defending. He never said nothing. He called them cockroach. That's what he called them. But all of a sudden, Gary, one, you know, Gary, one, you know, it wasn't 2, 3, 4 or thousands, you know, one. And there's an uproar. Why is that?
Well, to me, I mean, the greatest respect to you. If I was with you, I would hug you and tell you. But to me, truth speaks loud. You know, like what you saying is loud. But let me finish. But there are many types of truths that coexist. I don't know any black people, boy, to tell you the truth. I really hardly even know any Syrians. When I was a young man, I erased all these borders because I suffered the consequence of being sent into Port of Spain in 1970 when we had race riots and liberation. That was important, but I was in the middle of it as an 11-year-old child. And there's a lot of reaction and action, and it's part of our history and it's important. These are very confusing and difficult moments. The political party who's in power has come upon a strategy that works perfect. It's a stroke of genius. And the people who are being paid hundreds of thousands of US dollars to navigate this genius deserve it, because picking a minority who historically represent a certain overclass that we all despise, as people, as citizens, I'm not talking race, people, you cannot help but despise the whole history and what has gone on and what continues to go on in different ways. But where we are today is that I am being called and told I am next. Be careful, watch where you go, don't say nothing, you on the list. I welcome it. I'm not against it. I'm not against the idea of being interrogated with merit for something.
And
But
Gary,
it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that.
Gary, if
It doesn't
you
work like that. Because
you are not to worry.
when the woman, listen, everybody is a cocoa farmer.
No, but if you don't
Everybody.
son, you are not to worry about.
Of course. Listen, all farmers have some cocoa. Face it, every taxi driver is taking an income, he's not properly recording it and paying tax on it on what he earned. Every contractor, every construction worker who goes out and catch 4 days or 3 days or quoting on jobs, nobody's following the tax system. So, of course, if you find somebody like Basdeo Pandey before the election that he won, there's a woman that came and brought a charge against him that she was up on a ladder and he stuck his hand up in her ass. She was paid for a private settlement and the matter never went to court. But just the idea that that's the kind of man who will stick his hand up into a young girl's ass on a ladder, it created a revulsion. So there's the damage. And it works perfectly to isolate a minority. I hear Philip Alexander's post today about 200,000 Africans and 200,000 Indians and 5,000 Syrians come and become billionaires and millionaires overnight like that. You know, I understand how it has happened. And I'm not saying that 20% or 10% or the equivalent percentage of any minority or majority population that would be corrupt, would be weak, would succumb to the weakness of the flesh and say, yes, let me pay you the bribe and get the kickback. But the other 80% or 90% of us, oh God, listen, I work 7 days a week. I love my job. I tell people I never work a day in my life. But don't come and curse me. I have a close friend who's in True Value shopping and a big, beautiful black man tell him, your mother's CUNT, you're nasty 1%, you're holding up the effing line, all your Syrian, all your this, all your... Just so. This man I'm telling you about is in his 70s. He's an old man. And he worked in public service for over 20 years. Distinguished service to the nation. And here's this man cussing him because he's a 1% and he's Syrian. Listen,
Let me ask you a question. Gary, I hear you. But I think what you did there, Gary, you should go. Why I ask you a simple question? I don't live in Trinidad and Tobago. I am on the outside. I look at it from outside. And to me,
man, your heart is liquid. Your heart is right next door here to me where I live, in, right outside. Yeah. I don't see you. You in my world, you're right here. You're here, man. And if you ever come to Trinidad and you need a place to stay, you could always stay by me.
Yeah, guys.
I don't see all these horrible, evil things. I don't see that. I don't see that in people. And I'm not
Gary,
defending.
What I couldn't understand. How you could call you and see a racist man? Mark, let me tell you what, right? Listen to this, Gary. I like statistics. Under Kamala Prasad list of people's partnership, Kamala Prasad list to reduce the amount of black people living below the poverty line from 19.8% to 17.3% between 2010 and 2015. Under the PNM, when they came in power in 2015, black people living below the poverty line was 17.3%. Under Dr. Rowley, who stated that he could be the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, the amount of black people living below the poverty line was increased from 17.3% to 26.3%, a whopping 52%. And the same black man went on the TV and stated his supporters, just like 61% of the black people in Trinidad and Tobago supporting the PNM, that he have no problems making the rich richer so they could create opportunities for the poor. When he said making the rich richer, people have to interpret what he means, or they know exactly what he means. So I don't understand how you can see the UNC is a racist party.
Listen. These are powerful things to say. You see, truth coexists. I'm not denying. I live in exactly what you're talking about. But the flip side of that is there are different realities that are also truthful. And my reality is that Philip Alexander has come up with a great strategy. And the same advisors who are advising Donald Trump as to what to do or not do is advising our beautiful Kamala. And that is not what I signed up for, because me, like you,
I want to understand, right, how you could say the UNC is a racist party. That's what I want to understand. Because you didn't give us any facts, and maybe it was emotion that I just say that, but you didn't give any facts. I gave you facts about the PNM, how them have black people at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder.
I went to St. Mary's College, right?
I went to Strong.
And I had problems at school because I had a limited budget and I was an open-spirited guy. I did not believe in St. Mary's College. We had Muslims,
St. Mary's, or you get there because of your family?
That's a good one, boy. That's a real good one. I suspect I got there because of my mother's contacts with Father Pedro, because my mother was a...
Gary, that's interesting. Now, you know what? I went to junior second. Gary, when you was in class for 7 hours a day, I was in class for 3.5 hours a day. When the week finished, Gary, you went to school for 35 hours. I went to school for like 15 hours. Gary, how did they ever expect for me to be able to compete with you 5-6 years down the road? How powerful?
Yeah, that was my initiation into public spirited, public interest issues. That was the first issue that I began writing about, and my father forbid me from writing because he said that I would bring everything that he had worked his life for into jeopardy. Yeah. So I used to, that was the first issue. How could you possibly compete? Yeah. Good thing. But who were the people? That was the days of O'Halloran and Mervyn D'Souza. They had a different type of, I would hope, consciousness at that time. But we're in a better place today. But what they have done is demonized the 1%. And I didn't grow up rich because all my partners at school in St. Mary's, of all the ethnicities, took taxi home or got picked up. I used to walk home because I used to say, well, it's only 2 miles. I can cover that in less than half an hour and I home. I built a good sweat. I was an athlete. I was good with that. But I was living in Goodwood Park. So people would distinguish and say, but fuck, man was living in Goodwood Park. He was a rich man. But my father was the second man to buy a piece of land in Goodwood Park. When in 1956 he bought it. So in those days it was mountainous and a long dirt road going to the end of
Gary, hold 1 minute. I'll go for a quick break. Hold 1 minute, right? Stay with us for 1 minute. Oh, stay with us for 1 minute. We have with us Gary Aboud, President of Fishermen and Friends. Oh, Secretary of Fishermen and Friends. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with Gary Aboud. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsh, and you, and we have Gary Obone on the line with us, live and direct from Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, folks, whenever you join us, share the live, WZYE 95.1 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-690-6509, 973-609, I'm sorry, 609-6509. And don't forget, please share the live.
So Gary, here's my last question for you.
Wait, let me ask you one question first.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who is your audience?
My audience?
Yeah, who listens to us here now?
The world. The world.
But why? Then nobody interested in Gary Aboud?
No,
I'm just not.
No, you can't say that, because here's why you can't say that. Because when you make a statement, right, Gary? Once you make that statement, that is it. You think that
it's viral.
But that statement goes all across the world, you know. That statement doesn't even go up to Mars and come back down, you know. That statement goes all over the world. So when you make a statement and you think that statement is local, that statement is global. And
In 1970, there was misplaced reverse racism, where my African brothers turned against me and cursed me from 1970, and it has never stopped. So today, Philip Alexander and Kamala Persad-Bessas have come up with a plan to capitalize on that black hate.
No, Gary,
listen, you could say what you want. I went to school where every day I was cursed.
Listen to this. You just said
it had never stopped.
But Gary, you just said you got into St. Mary's because your father. So Gary, what about wait. What about all the brighter guys that was brighter than you, and you get into St. Mary's because of your father? What about them little black boys who didn't get in, Gary? What about them?
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree with you.
Yes, so Gary, you cannot be upset when people are upset with you, because you may have taken opportunities from little black boys who never, ever, Gary, ever will be able to live up after you took that opportunity for them.
You don't know my heart. You don't know who I cry for and who I bleed
Gary,
for.
Gary, you have a good heart.
Don't question who I love.
No, Gary.
I don't see life in those barriers.
No, but Gary.
I can't see that.
But Gary, that's why
as far as I know, you might be speaking Chinese in your private life. I know you as one human being, solid and interested in humanity. I'm not following that bait and taking that road of considering each other as separate entities in a separate universe. We are here together. We are here together.
But Gary, your actions are different, though. Gary, your actions are different.
Your audience deserves the truth.
But Gary, listen to this.
I am not a lie.
No, but Gary, listen
all
to this.
who hate me because of my color, I am so sorry for the pain that they feel. But I am not a part of that pain, and I have no part in that story. I feel it. I feel it. But I am not black. I'm not Indian. I'm not Chinese. But I am a human being, and I do recognize those barriers. So everybody looking, I have Muslim brothers that more brotherly to me than my Christian brothers, even my maternal brothers. I don't believe in those defined lines. Humanity is humanity. We have to find our soul in each other and hold on to it. All this whole talk about all this segregation and all these public arguments and Republican and Democrat, I don't buy into all that.
But Gary,
humanity is humanity.
Yeah, but Gary, you're not helping it. You're not helping the situation when you say that you're racist. You're not helping it. If you're talking about, let me talk about humanity. Let me talk about humanity. If you are making public statements that the UNC is racist, you're not helping humanity.
You are making those statements. I didn't say that.
No, yeah.
I said they're spreading a hate campaign.
No, in your video, let me play the video. Let me show. Hold on. Let me play the video. Hold on a minute. Let me play the video. 1 minute. I just want to be sure. I don't want to misquote you. Listen to this.
It's only so much racism we can take. And if the Jews could leave Germany, the Syrian Lebanese can leave Trinidad. The UNC must stop spreading hate and division in the nation. And if they continue, I am going to myself go on a platform to encourage every person who invests in this country to pull up their roots and find somewhere else fertile ground where people are loving and caring. I represent the sea people. And is it to say that I represent them because I'm involved in drug activity? Take it to the police. My hands are as clean as I would want them to be.
Okay, Gary, I stand corrected. But Gary, how could the UNC be sharing hate? I don't understand that. Oh.
Can you see my camera?
No. We're on the phone. Because we're on the unless you're missing the link so you can get in via video. Gary, I appreciate Gary. Well, how could you what did this make you say the UNC sharing hate? What does it make you say that? Because I don't see. I am black, Gary, and I don't see the UNC sharing it. I see the UNC. This is how I see it, yeah? And I could talk for the PNM too, right? I see the UNC trying to take them 26% of black people living below the poverty line, Gary, and improve their lives by the social programs they have gone to Parliament and implemented. For example, Gary, they raised the level from, say, you could only make $900 a month to get social services. They increased that from $900 to over $1,000 a month. So that means more people that look like me, could now get help from the government. I don't see how they're spreading hate. I really don't see that. And because one person, Gary, 1% wanted, Gary, 1% was detained, and all of a sudden, the UNC spreading hate.
God be with them. God be with them and with you. I wish you could see my camera, but wish your audience all the best. I said more than I should.
All right.
God be with you, man. God be with you always, always. No matter what comes along the roads between us.
Yeah.
I
send you my blessing. We good.
No. All of us, and I learning from you. I listening and I seen different things. I need some time to think about it, but
all right. I'm sorry.
Think about what I said too.
All
okay,
right.
bye-bye.
Cool. Thanks,
people. Yeah, bless.
Good night, guy.
Huh? Mommy, I'm sorry, you know.
Yep.
I'm sorry. One, Tommy. Tommy, 1% get detained. And all of a sudden, them fellas in an uproar. The UNC hate them. Tommy, if you're doing legal things, you have nothing to worry about.
Correct.
If you are doing things legally, you have nothing to worry about.
I said if you don't have cocoa in the sun, you don't have to look for rain.
Right? If you're doing illegal things and you could pay for any attorney in the Caribbean, get the best and defend yourself, every person is innocent until proven guilty. Right? But you see, when you get them the facts, they can't deal with the facts, you know. Because Gary admit that he getting to St. Mary's because his father told me, you know how many little black boys could have gained there?
He said his mother.
Or his mother, whoever. His mother. Right? Southwestern, hold on. Tommy? And Tommy, we knew that long time ago.
Absolutely.
We knew that. Gary confirmed it. We knew that the little black boy from Chumakak, you could be the brightest bulb in the box. You had to go to Southeast Port of Spain, and that is under the PNM. Gary got it absolutely wrong. It's the PNM who hate black people, Gary. You get it wrong. Them have black people living in the bottom of the bottom in the sub-basement. Oh, Preston, go ahead.
A pleasant good night to you, Professor Ogotomi, and all the listeners on the World Wide Web. Share the life, share the life. We meet in Jesus' name. What a good day. Yeah. Professor, Mr. Abu, taking any questions? I would like to ask some questions, please, to you. Maybe you might call back. Yeah, maybe you might call back. So I want I would like to ask him, right? Now, is the Syrian community like him? Do they have children, younger children, and they're looking for work? How much of them he employed and looking for work, and he employed in his establishment as a janitor?
He doesn't employ a lot of black people, though. He doesn't employ a lot of black people. I know it because it's have a place in Boston. You have a place in Boston. He doesn't employ a lot of black people. I know that part.
No, what I'm asking is how much are his kind of people, right?
Oh, okay.
Is packing shelves, sweeping, mopping, and seeing to the public. How much are his people? Like, like how we brothers and sisters in the diaspora apply for a job to pack shelves, take up things, take it to the counter, write up our receipts, right? How much are them just be looking for work like that? But you see, we stigmatizing them, right? But we have to keep working for them, right? While we draw salary by the end of the month, right? And when we get that by the end of the month, just to live, as they call it, a barely living wage, right? Because we can't go to the bank, take a loan, pay for a piece of land. Because I would like to ask him if he can answer that question, if I'm wrong. And I would like to know how, a structure they can uplift themselves. But I will be distracted by this interview and this talk tonight, because you know why? You know what? When Keith Rowley, right, went to Maduro, he being a sovereign state. When the LCDM came, right, they didn't know who was on the plane. When Donald Trump came to the Southern Caribbean, why he shooting all them people and them without identifying them? Right? Then they want peace in the Caribbean. And then you see penalty battles. Right? I want to know how them to work hard. And my grandfather, he mother from India, and he remained on a coconut estate, and he had to get permission to leave Cedros in those days. And when the PNM was in power under Eric William, right? The only work it had for him was estate work. While in Port of Spain, it had Dr. William work. While you're seeing conglomerates, businessmen getting opportunity to build and be part of an organization. So you see, now the cookie and the gift, what was gift wrapped, is open now in the surprise birthday party. People like the gift they get because not too long they play smart with foolishness. So good show, good interview, but I would have liked some more better answers. But have a good night. Thank you.
Oh God, Tommy, look the next one. Everything education is expensive. Try ignorant. Look what he pop on. He continues, Tommy, to be the face of everything education is expensive. Try ignorance. Look what he writes up. And he just hear what the fella say, right? He just say what the fella say.
Yep.
So Tommy, all them little black boys, all them little black people from Chumaka, Clavanti, who could have go to St. Mary's and Fatima and CIC and all of them schools, right? Oh, this spot could have been taken by other people who was privileged. Tommy? And he talking about, Tommy, you want to explain that statement there for me, please?
Well, he says, "What's with you talking nonsense? Your secondary school education assisted with the industrialization of TNT." I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know how that could be a true statement that he's making.
how 3.5 hours a day assisted with the industrialization of TNT. Right? That's why I tell you, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. If you go down in Balize house and you have that quote up there, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance, you will see P&M Red Fox face there. Mr. Florida, welcome.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Ansem. Good night, Mr. Tommy. Good night to everybody. All the callers, texting viewers, everybody. Happy to everybody on this Monday, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So, to show you how Fox, Islam, and Patricia Reid, all of them. So, they detain these people, but the facilities inside they ain't good enough for them. You understand? But they own people who didn't be backing up and calling for in that situation for years, sleeping on that same floor. Not ideal situation. And you know the chain for the 1%, yeah, you can't put them in. You understand what I'm saying, Mr. Answer? You see how brainwashed it is?
You know, the small man had to go and sleep in the same place. The small man. You understand? Gary Griffin call them cockroaches. All of a sudden, 1%, right? Get it changed. Gary Griffin come around. You have to change these orders now. You have to change it. You have to change it. Gary never made no statement about defending them little cockroach and them.
Nobody, what you see it say? A race that is intended to heal themselves.
A race right? That's taught to love a race that's taught to love each other, love others, and hate itself. I think about the good quote. You know, I forget about that quote, but I forget about that quote. I mean, look, go ahead.
Perfect quote.
Oh, a race that's taught to hate itself and love the world, right? A race that's taught to love itself, and a race that's taught to hate itself and love the world. That's what we are.
That perfect. Nice P&M.
Yes, a race that's taught to hate itself and love the world. That's us. P&M.
P&M. Like P&M, because Mr. William Gary, who just spoke, welcome to our reality. All of us face discrimination in work. You feel in school. You feel
we
when you went to
one
school.
of them. Them don't face nothing.
We didn't went to school in the prestige school, and we went through in the ghetto school.
We went through junior sec. 3 hours a day. Why Gary go to school for 35 hours a week? We going to school for like 15 hours per week. How you going to compete with them?
And Mr. Gary, I learned to defend myself by force, Otherwise, they go take my money all the time.
What do pick on Gary? Gary's my partner.
No, that's showing them that is reality. All that we face when we was growing up. Yeah. Back in the 70s and then, they didn't allow certain people in the church and then, they didn't allow certain religion. Everybody faced it. All our forefathers faced it, grandparents, great-great-grand. So you see, what we had to try and do here now, Mr. Ansem, is try and move away from all of that.
Yeah.
If you know you're not doing wrong, you're okay.
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about.
You're good.
But if the law finds something against you,
let it take its course.
Exactly. And why we trying to fight that system for? And that is what the system is the law.
And Mr. Florida, all of a sudden blaming the government because the P&M looking the other way. When they was doing all this simmy-dimmy, that's why the P&M is a criminal gang.
Yeah.
The P&M is a criminal gang. Why them fellas was doing all the thing? The P&M was looking the other way. All of a sudden, one of them, one.
Yeah. Let me leave you let you do your thing.
Yeah, man. All of a sudden, thanks to the call. All of a sudden, Tommy, one,
One, and that's it.
You know how much he has, Tommy?
One too many.
One, and all in a sudden, Gary Griffith jump out of himself to defend them.
Not Gary Griffith. Not Gary Griffith. Gary Aboud.
No, Gary Griffith too. You have a video?
Okay.
Yes. We're talking about the orders, the orders, and how it shouldn't be like that, and it shouldn't be like this, and this and the other. He defending the 1%.
That's from whence he came.
And he was the one who called them fellas and them cockroaches. Why didn't he defend the cockroaches and them? Looking well.
Good night to you, Wall Street. Good night, Uncle Tommy, and the viewers and listeners. Wall Street, the PNM has raised African people children, whether you went to the school name, whether you went junior sec, whether you failed common entrance, whether you never go to school at all. When it comes to the PNM in Trinidad and Tobago, our children was raised only to be workers. At no point in time they teach us, right, to be business owners, because they had the agenda, as Rowley said, for the rich to get richer. So when Southwesterners ask you if them 1% children does work and do janitor and clean, no, because them 1% children, that 1% little bunch of children is going to be we children boss. Them already we children boss. They don't have to do nothing. They don't have to work hard. Them is we children going on. We spend all kind of money.
But Brooklyn, Roger asked this question. Roger asked this question to me. It's a brilliant question. Brilliant. Roger, you'll get a round of applause. You ever see any children, Syrian children going, you ever see any Syrian children going to junior sec? You ever see a Syrian go to junior sec, Tommy?
Never.
You ever see that? You ever see that? I want them PNM folks ever see that or Patricia Weed? Or ever see that PNM folks or Patricia Weed? Where in Brooklyn?
Wall Street, if them Syrian children go to do an exam and don't put nothing on the paper, pass. In the end of it, things end up on the paper. That is the system that the PNM had. They didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Wall Street, as I tell you, when them get old, all they do is hand it down to the children. And sometimes who you think teaching the children? Sometimes the children go to school and they have no common sense. They don't know nothing. It's the we children who go to work in the establishment educating the boss.
Yeah.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
But we cannot get no reward on the PNM for our brilliant behavior. That's why when we leave Trinidad and Tobago, we go anywhere in the world, we end up to be, look at you, you're a professor in America, Wall Street, a little black boy from Chumaka. If you had stayed in Trinidad, you might have been currently for sleep up and 10 days still under the PNM. Without the education.
Sure, you know. Without
the education, Wall Street.
I just ask myself that only.
Blacklist you.
I just ask myself that only.
Wall Street, all they would have done is blacklist you. And with everything you have, you can't see away. Right? But the same thing they do when you ask them to educate the children in Lavante. When they ask them for the building, what they do? They mash it down because they don't want African people children to learn nothing. Right. What is Professor talking about from New York?
Lavante to Wall Street.
Want to come and teach Lavante to Wall Street for African children to be smarter than the Syrian children and become business owners and become people in politics to make the country better. You mad or what? No. We're not giving you that. And the PNM don't send them used to call and pull you down and talk all kind of talk after you know. That's what I'm saying. They have them so brainwashed and tied up. It's like obia. The PNM want so much obia on their own people that sometimes when you try to help them, they don't even understand you trying to help them and bring the children out of generational curse under the PNM. They don't want to hear that. They say you mad, Wall Street. Wall Street wanting free. Wall Street. You understand? So this is the mentality how the PNM had us for all these years. And if you're not strong enough, Wall Street, they will continue to be like that. And I hear an old guy say one time, you cannot be upset with people that don't know that they're wrong, that don't know that they don't understand that, they could be better, but they settle. And stagnant water, they end up stinking. PNM is stagnant water for our children. So when you talk about education, our children never had a fair chance, no matter what we do with education, because there was never shooting for the star for African people children unless they leave Trinidad and go somewhere else. And that's when they just understand their worth as an African from Trinidad and Tobago. How you going?
Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Tommy,
Preach.
Patricia Weed. Do your responsibility as a parent is now the PNM. I guess she didn't just hear what Gary Aboud said. Right? You didn't hear that, Tommy?
Yep.
She didn't hear that. Do your responsibility. My parent, my 10 days working parent was very responsible. Very, very responsible. But the best I could have go was junior sec, and then get a late call to go to Tranquility Government Secondary Patricia Weed under the PNM. Under the PNM. That is the evil and wickedness of the PNM. That is the evil and wickedness. And that is it. Why are they so evil and wicked to their own? Why? Just imagine Penelope Week Beckles want to bring back CPEP. Tommy, how could you want to bring back CPEP, Tommy? How? How?
Want to introduce slavery, reintroduce the neo-slavery.
They want to keep black people in bondage. Slave wages. And when people call them out, it's a whole new ball game. Look, I was fortunate that my mother from Chumakak Lavantil had the forthwith to decide that, you know what? I taken my 4 sons out of Chumakak Lavantil and bringing them to the United States and hope they make something of themselves. And she was working in a factory. She used to get up like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. By 5:30, 6 o'clock, she out of the house to go to work. I had also go back to high school. I was the oldest person in my high school. I had to go back to high school because if I didn't go back to high school, how would I get to go to college? I wasn't going to college, Tommy. The only reason I went to college is because of a scholarship.
And you have to go back to high school to get that.
My parents couldn't pay a penny for me to go to college. And you know what make it worse, Tommy? Them evil, wicked, deceitful, conniving PNM people. Hey, the PNM get you a scholarship. What scholarship the PNM get me? What scholarship the PNM get me? If the PNM, any kind of ship the PNM would have give me, would have be a scholarship.
Hardship.
You know what scholarship is, Tommy? You know a scholarship? Like stealing a scholarship. A scholarship.
I thought it was a hardship.
Yeah, a hardship. A hardship. You know what? It is so sad that July 4th, 1977 will be 49 years I left Chumakak Lavantil. And when I go back to Chumakak Lavantil today, Chumakak Lavantil is 49 times worse than it was when I left in 1977. And for all of those years, every single one, the MP for Lavantil was in the parliament. Every one, Tommy. Every single one. I remember the other day, the fella he get about 6 or 8 ones or something. Right, Tommy?
Yep.
You remember that?
Yep.
and Penny Week Beckers carry a little laptop for him, a
Yep.
little $200-300 laptop. You remember that? Remember
Yep.
that? Them don't
Yep.
value them. Them don't have no value in them. His worth is a $300 laptop. That is it. She even said we gonna set up a scholarship for him, a $300 laptop. And then she had the other one behind she. The one who's now the MP. Suffer that way.
Yeah, go down be quick. You know, all the talk with the PNM sycophants and them typing in the chat there. Why under the 10 years when PNM is in power, SCA and CXC, who do the worst?
Who
do the worst?
Yes. Who was
Who's
the
cause
most
for
scoring
that?
under 30%? Who was the most? Who?
Under the PNM. Under the PNM, eh? Let me underline that under the PNM, and you know they won't talk about that tonight, but then they just talk about the black conscious. You see the hypocrisy that was here. A race that that hate themselves and love others will reach no way. Best saying. All right, guys, look on.
Yeah. Tommy, if you think education is expensive, right? Or shit, you are the only one. Listen to this, eh? Listen to this, eh? You are the only one in your family went to university. Did I say I was the only one in my family went to university?
Nope.
Did I say that, Tommy?
You didn't say that.
How could I say that? I have another brother that went to university. What are you talking about? From Chumaka. I have a next brother. Went to university. What are you talking about? And that happened with an athletic scholarship. What? Tommy, you know, I go stop back into this door, but I go back at this one here. Tommy, let me say something, right? In Boys and Girls High School, I graduated fourth in my class. Fourth. Right? Fourth, eh? I was there 1 year. I graduated fourth in my class. Fourth, Tommy. Right? I had several scholarships, including academic scholarships. Right? Including academic scholarships. But you see, when you think, as I said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Right? Anyway. All right. I'm going to follow Tommy advice.
True.
You know who was my MP in 1977? Another Hines. Another Hines was our MP in 1977. The Hines family used to be always going up for election in Levanter. Yeah, that was our MP. Thank you, Eugene. Patricia Wheat says only after the building story, you know the PNM was bad. No, I know it was bad before that. Patricia, you have to understand that the Laventil to Wall Street Scholarship Foundation, right, came after the building up in Chumaka. You know that, right? The building in Chumaka, Laventil, burned down in 2011. Let me give you a little history, Patricia. The building in Laventil burned down in 2011. Right? The PNM was in opposition. The former found himself up there with Donna Cox. Yes. And they stated that should they win, right, this building will be renovated forthwith. That was in 2011. When 2015 they won, 2015, Patricia Weed, right? Just like he promised the 100 million for the people in Laventil and environs, It's the same thing with the building. If that building was in Westmoreland, it would have been renovated as soon as the PNM came into power.
Forthwith.
That building was in Chumaka Clavantil. You have to leave them people to suffer. Let them see mental. Let them the mental. When you come out of the building, all you could see is this fire from that burned down that building. Mental slavery. That is the PNM to their own people. Yeah. So, and it doesn't matter whether it's before the building or after the building. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't be like that. They shouldn't be like that because that is the people who put them in power. That is the people who put them in power. And I've never forsaken them. But you see, Patricia, you see, the problem with people like you and PNM Fox and Gordon Ganga Chana, Dryden Joseph, right? Here the problem with people like you. This is the problem with you. This is the problem. You understand? Oh no. This is the problem with people like you, Gordon Ganga Chana, Dryden Joseph, and right?
It's people like that who have us where we are today.
You understand?
Yep.
But anyway, Tommy, let me go. I want to play. So the thing about it, Tommy, is that I want to play two things. I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna play Philip Alexander. Listen to the message. Gary Griffith got exposed again. Yeah? Okay. Roger said that's why they leave the swimming pool to turn into a swamp. Yeah. Yeah, George Ramdeen says Cox want to take away poor people pension. Capitan said Walls I was in Trinidad and I passed the pan building in Orange Grove. What's going on with that? Think the PNM take back the lease? They was going to give it a man to build a cricket something. I think so, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Johnny said, well, she don't worry with them, the tractors. Don't worry with them. All your. Keep it respectful in the chat. Keep it respectful. All right. Hello, welcome. You're live on WZYE 95.9. Hola.
Yes, hello?
You're live on WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yes, sir. I'll just explain, and I mean, I'm a Trinidadian, and I originally from Laventille opposite Fernandez.
On the main road. On the main road. On the main road.
Yeah, but all up to Macac, all these places I know. Right. You know, going up there and then on Laventille, where you're moving to and fro. I'm proud of being from Laventille. In the earlys, I wasn't really against the PNM, because Chambers came, we needed a road in our trace, came and he showed us we did this and the other, put in, and we got the streets and whatever, and to me is when Rowley took over the PNM, this is when everything became dirty. Because Rowley took over with that vengeance. Because it was said to us that Rowley is not good. And the PNM said that. Manning said that. And when time was to choose, when they went Valley to house, the Laventille people, they choose more Manning and they didn't want him. So when he really get into power, he come with a vengeance. He put a mash up Laventille. The top of that vengeance, he is Lucifer. So right now, the PNM has been spoiled because Rowley introduced Lucifer. Everybody who's a PNM member, in the sense in the PNM, they all Lucifer people. People only want for themselves. They don't know how to share. Whatever they get, and it will continue like that. So that's why people cannot vote back in PNM. Now, when you check on the UNC, it's not a matter of racial thing. I'm from Laventille. I no racial thing in this. Indian and Negroes, we all one. Chinese, I remember small going in Chinese chop and pong in Uncle back frame and all of that. You understand? It's not about race. It's a matter we are Trinidadians and we are Tobagonians. When I think, look at our Prime Minister now, Pamela. That woman had full of love. That woman had God in her. Yep. And all her ministers and them, they have God in them. They care. They really care. I would like the people of France if they go to you them who say they're PNM to take all themselves out and look at the PNM and use the fire when you watch them and get in and come and pray for the UNC because they're on the right track for us. They're concerned about the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. They're trying to open our eyes to a lot of things that we didn't know about. You understand? Yeah. So, it's a sad thing, I sit down and listen here. It's a sad thing when I look around and sometimes on some of the programs I hear them real bashing UNC and saying how the woman this and that. Kamala, our Prime Minister, is a woman who cares. It's a sad thing for her to people talking things when she's putting out her all for her country, Trinidad and Tobago. And we need to share that love with each other, and we need to pray for the UNC. We need to pray for our country. We need to share prayer. I have children. I'm a black woman. I have children, and my children, I teach them to respect themselves. Respect yourself. Not because you see this one year will have money. Don't study that. You don't need that. You building yourself. You building yourself with all that respect. And I am not disappointed with none of my children. You're all black people. You understand?
Yep,
black parents need to give the children that respect yourself. And you will respect others. And you'll put yourself in place to bring yourself into who you have to be. Not all will be doctors, not all will be lawyers, mechanics, all the different things that out there. Make yourself the best that you could. And stop looking down and saying that the black people and the African people, they think for themselves. Parents, tell your children, show you to respect themselves, man. And when you don't respect themselves, they wouldn't have that talking with them, talking them nonsense about the black people with this thing and the black people this. I mean, we is a crowd set of people. My father, I remember growing up, my father used to tell us, a black woman do not need makeup. She's natural. Everything in her is natural. God give us everything. All they check all themselves and stop bringing down we kind of people and all they build all themselves up and let me show them who is king and queen out here now. Show them who is king and queen out here, man.
Alison, you're in Trinidad, right? Are you in Trinidad?
Yes, I'm in Trinidad.
What part of Trinidad are you calling from?
Well, right now, I call him from Grandy. But I still proud of my Laventille. It's there I learn everything.
Thanks so much, Alison. Don't be a stranger. Eh? Don't be a stranger.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Alison.
And it's a joy for me to mark up. Boy, I used to be going out to mark up. I mean to say, you're not in my age group here. It's a young fella. But you told us what was we old.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Alison. Thank you. Alison, thanks for the call. Thank you very much. You see, Tommy? Tommy?
Yep.
It have people just be listening silently, Tommy.
Correct.
And when we talk, Tommy, it has touched a nerve in them.
Of course.
Because it knows the truth.
Truth to power. All
Truth
the
to
time.
power. And you know what they say? No longer can I be silent. Alison, all the way in Sandy Grande, you know. All the way in Sandy Grande. Remember her days in Laventille. You understand? And
Yes.
there's some people who just say they're from Laventille. Right? But you know what they are? They are a selective memory Laventille person. They just only select certain memories of them being in Laventille. Right? Is it? Only select. They have selective memory. You know? But anyway, I want you all to listen to this. Oh, you all remember the other one we played with Philip Edward Alexander yesterday? I want you all to listen to this.
Yep.
Let me take this. Anderson, welcome. Let me say hello to all my fans, all WZYE 95.5 fans in the PW. A special thumb out and call out to all of you guys. Right, Anderson.
The program, whether I text, I say good night or wherever, people will be listening to the program. I must say good night to you, Mr. Wall Street, Uncle Tommy. I am a partner, Brooklyn and Leon. I always listen to everybody. I listen to the lady just now. I want to ask you, Mr. Wall Street, what made you depart from the piano? Well, I heard a woman, like somebody texted their son and tell you if you get in school, you probably might love the piano. In other words, I love the piano still. What made you depart from them?
Let me tell you what made me depart from the piano.
Yeah.
I grew up all my life in Laventille. And my mother grew up P&M. And P&M gave my mother the apartment in Tumaca, Laventille. We used to pay $12 a month. Right? And we were brainwashed by the P&M in that our mother used to tell us that they are looking out for us. And I said to myself, let me see if the P&M truly looking out for people who support them. So I come up with the idea of the Laventille to Wall Street Scholarship Foundation. That was my baby. I came up with the idea of the building that burned down in 2011 in Tumaca, Laventille. And Dr. Rowley walked up there in 2011 that they will renovate it as soon as they get in power in 2015. So I was sitting on the sidelines and watching. Yes, I'm supporting, but I'm watching because actions speak louder than words. And as the years go by, I start to realize the P&M don't like the black supporters. They don't. And I started to realize after, right, I send all information directly to the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago. You must throw it in some dustbin. I said, nah, I can't support that. I cannot.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
The straw that broke the camel's back was COVID-19.
Correct. Tommy, you are correct. Correct, Tommy. Thanks for correcting me. Tommy.
You hear that, Anderson?
Yes, Anderson. That is what broke the camel's back. COVID-19. Tommy, you are absolutely correct. That was all before the Laventille to Wall Street Scholarship Foundation and the building in Laventille. All them things. They was part of it. But the straw that broke the camel back was when the P&M was denying poor black disadvantaged people to come back into the country. I said, I can't support that. That was
And likewise me, there are a lot of things that make me dislike the PNM. And I heard you all spoke about the Southeast and the junior sec. PNM had invented the junior sec. I went to Belmont. I was sending some papers, some school papers, some primary school go straight up. I was sending them a phone for you, Mr. Worship. I never get lower than 95 since I was 5 years. Never get lower than 95%. Never. And then 99, and then 100 out of 100, 98. I see the Express and the Guardian have run to the communications room. I sat communication the same day with my elder brother. I was sent from standard 3 to standard 5. And then people used to just close there. They say, "Boy, all you go in college, all you go to college. You and your brother go in college." And even Belmont Intermediate, they sent me Belmont Junior Sec. I was brighter than everybody in my brother class. More intelligent than everybody.
You went to junior sec.
Right?
You went junior sec.
Right. But my little sister, went the same junior sec and Southeast after. He came out with a diploma in English. He teaches me. Anytime you can see that principal. That's my little sister. Now, all what I went through with the UNC, it have things will make you, well, you with the PNM all the time, you're supporting them, and you'll see things that make you get to dislike them. Likewise, me, who are the most UNC flags in Trinidad and Tobago at one time in history. What picket the most flags, and they're putting on the most flags. I'm talking about somebody pay me to do that. I talk about going on. We're going to mission and need 100 flags. Mission, please. Oh, honestly, but I may every morning, man. Right, honestly, come out, drop the flag, say you. Right? And so it went down. And I see today how the UNC treating somebody like Anderson. Out of 150 people were cursing Fisher Lines. You see, proximity, that his words there in the courtroom, eh? You heard approximately 150 people cursing him, but no voice he made out my own. The manager then gave me 7 days imprisonment, which I appeal. And I go in high court now with Fisher Lines. Me and God alone. Right? You know the UNC, as we just say, in layman terms, UNC doing some fat and Anderson right now. Do you think I should hate? You think I should hate the UNC now?
No, absolutely. Here's why I understand.
The PNM didn't deliver to you, so you turn against them.
Anderson.
Yeah.
I get not from the PNM. Zero. Doc. The UNC have given you things since they're in power. So you can't make that comparison. The comparison.
What the UNC had given me?
It wasn't working.
3 months cutting grass.
But Anderson, that's why you can't make the comparison. I didn't even get to cut grass. You know what I get? I get chili baby. They mash it down like chili baby. The building up in Chumaka, they cost me left, right, and center. Fitzgerald come out and put an article about Walsh, you don't know what he talk about on his Facebook page. You don't know what he's talking about. He sent letter to AGC or all kind of thing. He didn't send a letter to AGC until after I made an issue with it. Anderson, at least you get some delayed gratification. I didn't get instant gratification or delayed gratification. You got some gratification. You get something. You didn't get nothing.
Well, when the UNC was campaigning, always an MP now and always a minister now. Where Phil was campaigning for? When Dr. Munilal was running a campaign, because basically he wanted to be nothing. He wanted to be a minister or something. When this man, Philip Alexander, stopped Cos Kamala and decided to roll with the UNC, because he wanted something, all of them, when some of them who just run late for election and say yellow is the code, right? Some of them are on underwear. Panty to be specific. Eh? and they make Facebook Live.
Yeah, Anderson.
Yeah.
This is what I would say. I think you would have a very valid point if you didn't get anything. That shouldn't be. If you didn't get anything at all, if you didn't get no.
A 3 months work is nothing. A 3 months work when you work, people want to know if you're working, if you get monthly paid, you work 3 months and I'll get 3 months of salary. That is nothing. Wall Street compared for the kind of hard work. Like Anderson, well, simple out. Now let me put that on the side.
It's only 1 year.
It's only 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year.
And a lady was on her panty on Facebook and pushing a one butter between her leg and saying, "This is Kamala." She walk past her. They move them now. Who they move from her? So they put them in HEC. It's only 1 year. It's only 1 year. Philip Alexander is a minister in the ministry house. And the list can go on and on. I want to come back to the Syrian because nobody will come with me with what I'm saying here. I want to come back with the Syrian and being and the wife and whoever being arrested. I want to go to them and part you all started. Now, one, me go feel sorry for him. That's good. It have plenty. It have plenty little black boys who get detained for nothing.
Anderson, we have to go for the break. You got to call.
Okay, I'll call back. I'll call back.
Let me take that. Oh, you supposed to play that video? You gotta play that video. So tell me. What? Yeah, I.
Wall Street. The circumstances are quite different.
Say it again?
The circumstances with Anderson and with you, your situation is quite different.
No, it's quite different. No, I agree. I don't disagree with that. I agree.
I'm not saying that Anderson's plight isn't just. You hear what I said?
No, say that again.
I said I'm not saying that his plight isn't just.
Yeah, I just feel that. I just feel that, as I said previously, Tommy, you're going for the break, just before you go for the break. Everybody wants everything now.
Instant gratification.
Everybody wants everything now. And everybody watches what other people got.
Yep.
And if this other people get something and you didn't get it, how could they get that and I didn't get it? It's interesting, Tommy. Anyway, let's go for the break. Folks, when we go for the break, when we come back, we'll pick it up. Tommy, remind me, okay? I want to pick it up. Folks, it's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, and we join us, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV on YouTube. You can reach us here at 973-868-9444. 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also 973-609-6509. 973-609-6509. And please don't forget, please share the live as soon as you get it.
We'll be right back. Seconds.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
I just want all you to know one thing. When it comes to certain politicians, I don't care for them. Penny! I don't care for she. Come. I don't care for he. Dolly. I don't care for she. Stewarty. I don't care for he. For 9 long years they sit in the chairs. Country get bruised and nobody care. Crime run wild, money gone astray. Now they in opposition, everybody have something to say. They talking solution morning, noon and night. But when they had power, nothing wasn't right. Economy sinking, people living in fear. Now all of a sudden everybody's an engineer. Penny talking like she have the plan. But where that plan was when Rowley was the man. Marvin,
I don't care for he.
Scotland,
I don't care for he.
Regis,
I don't care for she. I don't care for them.
Manning shouting from the back of the line, explaining today what he forget in 9. Marvin talking safety, crime and control. But when he was there, crime take a toll. They posting videos, plenty long speech explaining now what they couldn't reach. They hoping people memory short, but suffering though erase so fast. They had the chance, they had the rain, and leave the country in social pain. Marvin,
I don't care for he.
Kareem,
I don't care for he.
Hans,
I don't care for he.
The opposition,
I don't care for them.
you all left the country in a mess and expected to be cleaned up in 8 months. Delusional.
I don't care for she.
Calm.
I don't care for he.
Darling.
I don't care for she.
Stuarty. I don't care for he. PNM.
This is the end.
I don't care for them.
That the PNM has found itself in, as the gentleman would have said rightly. Dr. Eric Williams, many years ago, said that every single member of the PNM is a propagandist of the PNM. And one of the first things I will do as your new chairman is to ensure that the propagandists of the PNM must be deployed on every nook and every cranny of this country. And we will chase them away on social media, and that the gospel of the PNM must be known to every single citizen of this country.
Remember to take the gospel of the PNM and to spread it in your homes, your villages, in your offices, and throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago.
This PNM till a dead thing can't work because I will dead.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, and we join us. Share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. And please don't forget, please share the live as soon as you get it. We thank you.
Okay. Let's listen to this video, Tommy.
Yeah.
So listen to this.
So this morning, I watched a video that Gary Griffith did talking about all the reasons why preventative detention orders are wrong, and the Minister of Homeland Defense was wrong, and that the state of emergency is wrong, and that even though he's a patriot, that it could be abused, and he is suggesting that maybe it is being abused to detain Dominic Hadid and his wife and a relative. Now, leaving all of that alone, they've already watched the video, they see the video. The point I want to make to you this morning is he used the Dominic Hadid situation to go at the preventative detention orders and the state of emergency and the powers of the minister. And I just have one question for Griffith. When it was black people being arrested and detained under the states of emergency that we've had running for years now, you never did this video.
See, I took it a little further. When the cockroaches and them was being arrested, yeah? Where was Gary Griffith? Where was them? And I could ask Gary about the same thing too. Gary, where were you when the cockroaches were being arrested? You see, Tommy? And that is the sad part, Tommy. That is the sad part. Is that it's only until it hits home. You know, Tommy, I remember doing an opinion piece in The Guardian years ago, boy. Years ago. And I think they were marching around the savannah. And I wrote to the effect that, how come the people in Westmoreland wasn't walking with the people around the savannah? Because, Tommy, eventually, the problems that the people walking around the savannah was dealing with, eventually, them people in Westmoreland will have to deal with. You understand? And look now, all of a sudden, 1% get detained. And all
Well,
man,
there's a fear that more chickens will come home to roost.
And Tommy, if you have no cocoa in the sun, you have nothing to worry about. If you don't have no cocoa in the sun, you don't have nothing to worry. Because you know definitely the PNM wasn't going after them. The PNM was not going after the 1% financiers. No, they wasn't going after them. So if they're involved in illegal activity, Tommy, they should suffer the consequences, just that the little cockroaches on them, as when Gary Griffith called them that name. Let's continue to it.
But now that it is a member of the 1% community,
yep,
you rush out to do a video. That is why I call you a tool of the 1%. That's my first point. My second point is why Griffith should never be trusted. When Keith Rowley assaulted the parliament with Emailgate, the United National Congress government, People's Partnership government at the time, insisted that it was a lie, it was wrong, that Keith Rowley was misbehaving in public office and trying to overthrow the democratically elected government by trick. When Griffith became commissioner under a PNM government that benefited from Emailgate to cost the People's Partnership their term in office, because they would have gotten re-elected had it not been for things like that, Griffith come and skin up his pan for the camera and say, well, he closed the gate. They have nothing there, and he closing that gate. Emailgate. And he closed plant-like substance, and he keeps saying it every now and then. He's used it to show that he's impartial, that he closed some things to the PNM and he closed some things to the UNC. But the UNC didn't want it just closed, because the moment Gary Griffith realized as Commissioner of Police that there was nothing of substance in Emailgate, he was to immediately open investigations into Keith Rowley. At the very worst, that is treason. At the very least, it is wasting police time and misbehaving in public office. Keith Rowley get away scot-free. Not a word after that. Gary skinning up his face. Gil. He closed the gate. But he failed as Commissioner of Police to then take action against the person who opened the gate in the first place, who, because he was able to close the gate knowing that Keith Rowley lied, when he realized as Commissioner of Police that the evidence showed that Keith Rowley lied, that the gate had to be closed, what he found out was that Keith Rowley tried to overthrow a democratically elected government by trick in the parliament, an attempted coup. Where was that investigation? Super Cop? Nowhere. And he'll probably be able to find a 10 verse and chorus to explain to you why he thought it was in the best interest of everybody to not go after Keith Rowley. But that is wrong. And that is why he cannot speak to the issues being undertaken by this government. Because Kamla Prasad Bisesa is clear. Without fear or favor, malice or ill will, the country will be ruled by law. Trinidadians have been living in a country where corruption, drug trafficking, manipulation of public office has been the way this country ran for 62 years. And she says that is over. So when jokers, play artists, actors, Google police like Gary Griffith come and give you talk this morning, I want to tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago, and be clear about this in your mind. There are many ways and means that the government can abuse public office. And they've done it in the past. And we've seen that Prakash Ramada stood up in the parliament in defense of Emailgate and spoke about a time when rogue police were involved in putting missiles and cocaine in Sadiq Bash water tank while Sadiq Bash was out of the country. This is Trinidad and Tobago. And we have to fix it. We're not going to fix it playing 1% games. And we're not going to fix it playing friend games. And we're not going to fix it saying one rule for one and another rule for another. If you've vexed about state of emergency and preventative detention order and you think that the system is wrong, you should have been saying that, Griffith, since the first person get charged under a state of emergency. The fact that you waited for the first Syrian to get charged, the fact that you waited for the first 1% to get charged means that your purpose in politics is to be a front and a tool for the 1%. We have no need of you and your advice, my friend.
Correct is right. Correct is absolutely right.
Yep.
You want to be selective in your behaviors. You want to be selective. And anyway, let me play part of this video. Right? Let me play part of this video. Right? And then we go get the teats. Then all I know that's called she teats. You know who's teats, Tommy?
No.
You know, that's the name that's called she, you know. I only go play the video with teats just now. Let me listen to Gary Griffith. Maybe that's why you pick up my call from me. Huh? I don't know. Never did defend the cockroach. Why is he defending the 1%? Never. Let me listen to him. Playing both sides. And Tommy,
good evening.
Anytime you start something in this way, Tommy, right, is a problem. Take a listen very carefully.
All citizens of my country. Before I commence, let me make it clear that as a patriot of my country, I fully support this government and our Prime Minister and will do everything possible to ensure that they succeed in serving our country.
See, Tommy? See that for me, Tommy?
Yep.
That is deceitful and disingenuous. If you have to say what you have to say, Tommy, go ahead and say it. Don't try to be going to Waffle House. Do not do gymnastics. You gave me gymnastics already. Say what you have to say. Right? Say what you have to say.
The comments that I'm about to make would initially cause some to automatically turn to an issue about PNM versus UNC or Afro-Trinidadian versus Indo-Trinidadian, 1% versus 99%. This is not what it is about. This is about Trinidad and Tobago and doing things in the proper manner. I am not even going to get started about the tens of millions that the taxpayers, you the taxpayers, will have to pay when persons are held via preventive detention orders without any charge laid after the state of emergency.
But Tommy, this is nothing new, you know. This is not new. But this is new that a 1% is finally detained. Yeah?
That's what's
How
new.
come you never hear, huh?
That's what's new.
Yeah. How come we never hear Gary when the small man was detained? How come we didn't hear? Or these same orders? How come? How come? And there was a lot of them, eh? There was a lot of them. all in a certain tone, right? The government decide if you are involved in illegal activities, it doesn't matter if you're the richest, the wealthiest person in Trinidad and Tobago, you have questions to answer. And if you can answer these questions and it proves that you are innocent, then you're innocent. Talk done. Cancel Christmas. It's over. Go on with your life.
Now, I have been a patriot to my country for decades, with service in the military as a national security advisor, Minister of National Security, Commissioner of Police. And what I'm seeing here in relation to these preventive detention orders, the PDOs, decided solely upon the stroke of a pen by a minister who's a politician, I believe that it can set a very dangerous precedent. And this must not be seen in any way as a target to the government, as this policy and pattern can become the same for governments to come.
Target to the government.
After the UNC. So before the UNC supporters get offended by my concern, understand that tomorrow it could be you being incarcerated for months without evidence and without a charge being laid by a PNM government minister.
Tommy, has not happened before?
Of course.
Am I missing something?
Guess we all are.
Is that what you want? Minister Alexander, he rightfully attempted to assure the public that he cannot authorize a preventive detention order without a process, without a chain of recommendations and reports from the police commissioner, as well as acquiring information from his attorneys to sift through the documents before it is given to him for advice, etc. That is not true. There is nothing that mandates this. And sadly, our media, they lap up his comments, and no one asks him to show where in our laws does it mandate any input from anyone before the minister removes the freedom of any citizen via a preventive detention order. Now, note the difference whereby the police, led by a commissioner, which is an arm of law enforcement and is non-political, but they, when they arrest and charge a citizen based not on intelligence but on evidence, you still you will be given the opportunity to have a trial in court and be given bail. Now, in total contrast, under state of emergency, what we are experiencing now is that through that state of emergency with a preventive detention order, it allows a politician to have you arrested based on his personal view as what he deems as intelligence, with no evidence, no trial, no court hearing, and no bail.
Yeah. I just wanted to play that little part. Yeah, I just want to get a little part. I don't understand. That's exactly what I say, Monica. That's exactly what I say.
Yep.
Mr. Florida, welcome.
Again, Mr. Tommy and everyone. Isn't there a law against an ex-commissioner of police to be speaking so much all the time? Is the only past police of commissioner speaking so much? I never hear the rest of them never talk so much like this man. Every minute this man on the news or on some talk show or something. Oh my God, boy, I had enough. Let me tell you something, Mr. Guy. I lose confidence in you when you see a catch a certain individual with a large quantity of drugs and that person disappear. Nowhere to be seen. You understand? You lose integrity and you lose everything. You can't come with nothing or do nothing to say nothing to me again, because we saw the evidence, we heard everything, and that person disappeared. So you could say all what you want to say, that hanging over your head and it will never go away. And you see the funny thing, Mr. Anstem, you see the funny thing, it's only people who have money defending the 1%, you know.
Yep.
There's only money people, you know. Right? So we have to pick in some nonsense. So don't say it's the 1% or don't say nothing. It's a clique. Once you have over a certain amount of money, all is one. And we seeing it there. Because if you was truly care about the country and they say, oh, you don't care, listen, the law, the country is governed by law. You follow the rules and regulation. If they are wrong, well, the taxpayers have to pay. And at the end of it, you understand? But if they find evidence on you now, my, what a tangle web we weave when we first started saying. All right, guys, look on.
Yeah,
Mm.
correct is right. Wait now, Netherlands lost 3-0. Where's this go?
I
Netherlands.
know. I know. Let me take a look.
Yeah, take a look there for me. Where's this score with Netherlands and Morocco? So, folks, we had Gary Griffith, then we had Teats. Listen to this PNM propaganda. You know, I don't understand, boy. I don't understand how they could get away with this kind of rhetoric, rhetorics. I don't understand this. I really don't. Seriously, folks, I don't understand it. I ain't gonna play all of this, but I don't understand it. But help me here. Help me here. Help me with this. Listen to this.
Hi. Morning, everybody. Stella, we will start back playing just now. Forgive the sweatiness and thing. I was doing some work in the yard. I need anybody who's on and seeing it to be able to tell me whether or not they're hearing me clearly. I'm hoping that you guys are hearing me clearly. Well, all right. So I want to jump into this real quick. By now, I think, if not the entire country, most of the country is aware that several members of the Hadid family have been detained, and they've been detained. And the story this morning from Anna Ramdas is about an assassination plot. So there are a couple of things I want to say. There is no part of me that thought that I would have to come here and say anything at all based on the stuff that I've heard. But since Wednesday, forgive the noise, the dog's in the background playing as well. And again, if one person on the live can tell me if they're hearing me clearly, so that way I don't have to repeat myself when I actually start speaking. Just give me a little thumbs up or something, or a little message in the chat window. Stella, he's now. No. Oh, God. Yeah. So, couple dots to connect. One, this alleged assassination plot has absolutely nothing to do with national security issues and everything to do with land, a land transaction, a transaction involving state lands, right? I know that we as a society tend to stigmatize, stereotype the Syrian Lebanese community as being a community of drug dealers and money traffickers and money launderers and traffickers and all of those things. But we also need to bear in mind that most members of the Syrian Lebanese community are business people, and they are business people that do a lot of business that benefits the state, right? That redounds to the benefit of the state and redounds to the benefit of the national economy. So years and years and years ago, we would have had sugar estates here. One of the sugar estates would have been the Golden Grove Estate. And the Golden Grove Estate runs along the highway in Trin City. Most of you know the estate. And most of you would know that the lands there would have been lands that I think at a point in time, Clico owned and had assets for. And it was part of the Clico assets. So the side that has the entire Trin City development, that was under HCL, because HCL did the development there. And then the other side also belonged to Clico. And eventually a French company by the name of Pernod Ricard bought or acquired, I should say, the lands there under a lease, because it's still state lands, right? Acquired the lands there, and they had a big aniseed farm, right? and so they had a lot of these aniseed trees growing there, and the aniseed was being used to infuse their wines, etc., 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 because that's what Pernod Ricard does, right? Wines. Then that their ownership or acquisition of the land changed hands, and it went from the Pernod Ricard company to Blue Waters. Now, the lands would have started off as agricultural lands, and eventually the Blue Waters company would have begun to change the status of the land from agricultural to industrial, because of course there's a whole manufacturing company right there, and that company of course hires tons and tons of employees. So Blue Waters has the lands. They have a lease to the lands. I have no idea what's the length of the lease. Those are things that I'd have to research and eventually find out, but they have the lease for the lands. And the problem is, over the years, they've been gradually, so I don't want to say that this is the problem. Over the years, they've been gradually changing the classification of the lands. And in changing the classification of the lands, they've been going through the process with WASA and whoever else, because of course they have to run water, they have to run electricity to be able to turn the agricultural spaces into industrial spaces. So the state has to give permission for all of these things. And those permissions have happened in cycles and in periods over the years for bits and pieces of the land. So it's part by part. So let's say, and I'm just using these figures hypothetically, let's say they have 10,000 acres of land, and I don't think it's 10,000 acres, but let's say they have 10,000 acres of land, they would have been able to convert, let me say 2,000 acres, then another 1,000 acres, then another 1,000 acres. And they've been doing that bit by bit under different administrations. So this isn't a new thing, this isn't a now thing, this is something that they've been doing for quite some time. And lo and behold, under this current administration, there's been a rescinding of the lease. I'm told that the sitting government wants to rescind the lease that they have. They also want to reconvert some of the reclassified land. So land that went from being agricultural to being industrial, they want to change back the classification of the land, and they want to take away the lease from Blue Waters. Now, the Blue Waters company could easily challenge these decisions in a court of law, and that could tie up the entire that could tie up the land. It could tie up changing over the lease of the land from Blue Waters to whoever else. And I'm told that there is a party financier of the sitting government who wants those lands. And so it now brings us to the current detention. So Wednesday, when the country got up to the news of the 7 o'clock raiding of the Hadid's household in Westmoreland and the Blue Waters Company buildings and offices in Trin City, by the end of the day, I was told a couple things. I was told that the detention order basically stated that there was a conspiracy to murder. And so my question was, conspiracy to murder whom? And my source then said that what they are claiming is that the family that has been detained was conspiring to murder the Prime Minister. I didn't want to come out and say that Wednesday evening or Thursday morning because I didn't want to jump my sources on them. So the Anna Ramdas story this morning would have indicated to you, right, that there's a plot to assassinate Kamala Persad-Bissessar. I just want to point out a couple of things here that people may or may not be saying. The chief person that they're using as a witness to this plot to conspire, to murder, or to assassinate is someone who is actually mentally disabled or mentally unwell, right? And the TTP is not coming out and letting you know that. And they're also not coming out and saying that what they are, what they're building their case on is anger and resentment or frustration over the challenges that the state has been putting up, the sitting government, has been putting up with respect to the Pernod Ricard lands. And I'm referring to them as the Pernod Ricard lands, but...
Oh, boy. I mean, when is it going to stop, man?
Wow.
When is this propaganda going to stop? Mr. Waffler, welcome.
Prefer if you call me by, you know my name. So let's be serious here now. And good evening to you, sir. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Mr. Anslim. Okay. So all right. Well, here. All right. Good. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. Go ahead. Whatever. Okay. Right. Waffler. Whatever. Right. Fine. Get your jollies. Right. But you see, right. And good afternoon to you.
Can you hold 1 minute? On this program, people get names. If you don't like the name you have, you do not have to call the program.
All right, that's fine. Right. Okay. Well, I'm not only a logical guy like Spock, right? And don't go any emotions and stuff. But you see, this situation here, really, really bad right now. Okay. The fact is, what situation? You were just speaking to Gary Aboud, and for Gary to say something, and good afternoon, Uncle Tommy. Forget my bad manners here, but hey, you know, for him to make a statement, and you call me a waffler, he went all over the place talking about who Coco in his son and all that kind of stuff. To make a statement like that, he knows that every Syrian is not come from, normally rich Syrians, maybe a lot of them. But the fact is that when he says something like Coco in the sun, that we all have Coco in the sun, the maxi driver not showing up, his true earnings and stuff. You know what that sound like to me? Remember that saying? Oh no, we thief. Remember that?
Yeah.
Did it sound similar to you?
Well, I can't say or everybody are Coco in the sun. I can't say that. Some people are no Coco in the sun.
Some people are no Coco in the sun, exactly. So, but to make and then to generalize and make a statement like that. I mean but the fact is, you call him up on the carpet and call him and say he could be a lot more responsible, in his statements, and to say it's being racist. So what is Philip Alexander? And then he used a term. I mean, Philip is Syrian too. So, but here's the thing about it too, is that when you make a statement like that and saying that this government, I mean, God is the prime minister, is an assassination plot. I mean, look, allegedly, because we're all innocent until proven guilty, right? So let the chips fall where it may, let the process take its place. But to say something like that, right, and don't directly tell you, about, when you ask him about his statement. Now, that's, Gary, I'm very disappointed for the short time I've known you, when I was in Trinidad years and years ago, right, and all the good that you're doing, but I won't condemn you. But that was just wrong. And he used that term, reverse racism. Hey guys, is racism white on black only?
No.
Right. So what should have Semi should have put him up on that, right? He experienced reverse racism. Racism is racism. White on black, black on white, black on whoever, on yellow on everybody, on black. Come on, man. But this situation is a real bad situation. And
Go ahead, say go ahead.
No, okay, good. No, yeah, have your say, guys, but that is it. Hey, talk to you guys. Take care. Have a good night. Right, I go on. I done. I really pissing Vex right now with this crap. I go on.
Yeah, good night, Professor Wall Street. Sorry. Professor Wall Street. Sorry, let me just suck in some salt protein. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be doing that. But anyway, good night, Professor Wall Street. Good night, Uncle Tommy at WZYE. Professor Wall Street, I sent you just now a little snippet because, this case
with the 1%ers or the part of the 1%ers. And the back and forth between Mr. Gary Griffith and what Mr. Philip Edward Alexander talked about. The fact is, what would, in terms of a police state, this is what Mr. Griffith, who was the former COP security advisor, Minister of National Security, what would you do? And I just listened to this Rhoda Barrett snippet about what was this whole conspiracy about. A PDO, a personal detention order, under the SEU, State of Emergency rules, you do have protections. Now, I hear what a lot of the people in the Syrian Lebanese community may be saying, and Mr. Griffith, but like anything else, if the government, where Roger Alexander as the Minister of Homeland Security puts an order, there are protection for the Hadids and the Samgas, 100%. And I would just humbly say, rather than what Rhoda Barrett saying is a piece of land and a seed and all of these things, we could go back and forth. But if I am a Minister of National Security and I have actionable intelligence that does not come supposedly from a UNC backer, I'm just saying, I don't know. And I would think the police would have had to have information from the intelligence resources that are available in Trinidad and Tobago to make an assessment and to tell the Minister of Homeland Security and possibly the Attorney General who would have had to advise that PDO is required because you want to prevent possible, the word is possible, you want to head off at the Gulf an assassination attempt. So there are safeguards, and I think people have to just dress back a little bit and listen to what the safeguards are. You have under the SEO, which I pointed out, detainees must receive a written reasons for their arrest within 24 hours. Faris Al-Wari, who is representing the Hadids, is aware of that. The government must publish within the Gazette within 7 days. They have a right of legal counsel, which they have. They also have an independent review tribunal set up by the Chief Justice. And then they have immediate judicial access, which they are exercising right now, because they have citizens can immediately file for a writ of habeas corpus in the High Court. And this is what is going on. So we cannot have, whether it's Gary Abu, Philip Edward Alexander, Financial Guru, Wall Street, Dr. Tommy, John Harry, John Paul, even the Mrs. Prasad Bissessa and her family, anybody, we must be treated equal before the law. And I would humbly leave and state, including and tell Mr. Gary Aboud and Mr. Gary Griffith, let the process play out, because it hasn't happened before to people of all hues. Yep. And that's all I would say. Huh? Let the process play out. They have legal counsel in Faris Al-Wari and others. And just like I was there in 2011 when the curfew was in place, Professor Wall Street, I was down there in Trinidad. And at the time I get caught out, I was staying in St. Anne's. And I had to be hustling because I was in Chagonas. And if you see scrambles for taxi by the Chagonas taxi stand, I had to hire people scrambling because people don't want to, because the curfew, and I could get locked up. So just because people are being treated, I didn't hear that hue and a cry for Brent Thomas. There was a hue and a cry for Brent Thomas. There was a hue and a cry for Brent until Justice Rahim came out. And up to now, we still have that issue that nobody can answer. Nobody can answer with that. So again, I would just leave with this. We all, whether we like it or not, live in this country. There is machinations of drugs, corruption, all of that. We don't know. We know it has been happening. We know we've had alleged. I could tell you stories, but I wouldn't go in there. I would not go there, sir. But Professor Walsh, you don't have to tell me that. But I would say this. The court, and I'll leave you with this here. The High Court judges under the habeas corpus, High Court judges retain full authority to strike down unlawful or vindictive detentions. Precedents are Weeks versus AG versus Helshaw dictate that failure to follow strict statutory rules or acting out of malice invalidates the detention and leaves the state liable for millions in damages. And I think as a senior counsel, Mrs. Prasad Bisessa with John Jeremy and the whole bunch of other lawyers they have, I think they have to be very cognizant that if they, according to what Rhoda Barrett is saying, and what Mr. not Gary Griffith is saying, and what Gary Abud is saying, I think they have a little more common sense in that. So Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, everybody, one on WZYE and Trinidad and Tobago, let the process play out. Can't be for one and one for all. It is all of us. Equal justice above for no one, but for everyone should be a playing field. That's what we have, that scales, the balancing of justice. And that has not been going on in Trinidad and Tobago for a very long time. And unfortunately, the Hadids and the Sabkas have to deal with that. I will make my departure right now. Have a good night, Uncle Tommy and Uncle Professor Washington, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Financial Guru.
It's all true. Gary exposed me tonight. I sent my advisors to advise Prime Minister Kamala on how to go after all the 1% and get them out of business. What a big pile of horse, donkey, and cow manure. Gary, you should tell the truth. Tell the public why you were denied a U.S. visa. Who caused that, Gary?
Tommy, this is an editorial here on Teeth. Are you already did that editorial? Take a listen.
An editorial by Nilas Maharaj. So Teeths is saying, the government has arrested PNM financiers because they have a lease on state land and the government want it back to give to UNC financiers. This is saying that the police is a political entity doing UNC bidding. Basically, TT has no real democracy anymore. It's a police state. This is a very radical and dangerous assertion. She is telling TT that Trinidad is now like Stalin's Russia. That's so extreme that it is seditious. It is also a stupid statement only dependent on ignorant, half-crazed listeners to give it credibility. There are many legal ways to change a lease. And given that the holders of the current lease pay virtually nothing for controlling access to valuable groundwater, the state would have a good case if they used legal means to change the situation. What seems apparent is that the holders of that lease acquired it as a political favor, likely involving corruption. It seems to me that this woman is greedy and unscrupulous, willing to destabilize TT by spreading rumors to stoke resentment among those with a low capacity for thought and a high level of ethnic envy and resentment.
You hear that, Tommy? A low capacity for thought and high ethnic resentment. You hear that?
Yep, I hear it. Claro.
Yes, excellent.
Who benefits from such a national atmosphere? Who benefits from crime? Who makes money from security services, prisoner transportation, etc., and thereby has access to arms? In whose interest is it that TT should remain divided by ethnic resentment and unable to organize itself into a coherent state? When you consider the above questions, as a friend of mine pointed out to me today, you see that it is not at all far-fetched to consider that there might be elements who are willing and able to stage a coup by eliminating current political leaders.
Folks, your closing comments in the chat, and your closing voice notes, and your closing quote. You know, it is interesting, Tommy.
Yeah.
But this is why we play this.
That the PNM has found itself in, as the gentleman would have said rightly. Dr. Eric Williams, many years ago, said that every single member of the PNM is a propagandist of the PNM. And one of the first things I will do as your new chairman is to ensure that the propagandists of the PNM must be deployed on every nook and every cranny of this country. And we will chase them away on social media, and that the gospel of the PNM must be known to every single citizen of this country.
Remember to take the gospel of the PNM and to spread it in your homes, your villages, in your offices, and throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago.
This PNM till a dead thing can't work because I will dead.
Boy,
Yeah.
you know, when things happen in the country, some people will show their spots, eh? Some people will show their spots. And I want to think that what the PNM should be doing is dealing with this storm. This is what the PNM should be doing.
Political analyst.
Trying to fix their house. Because their house, the Balize to me, Balize dead. It's dead. Really and truly. Take a listen to this.
Political analysts say PNM must heal rifts within party by Jesse Ramdio. Political analysts are urging the People's National Movement, PNM, to confront its internal divisions head-on, following a public appeal by party chairman Marvin Gonzalez for unity as the opposition prepares for the upcoming local government elections.
PNM problem. That's what I tell you all. That's why he said. He said enough. We have stated here. Right? And for me, who was just saying?
Lay to rest, lay to rest, lay to rest, lay to rest. It's alleged, it's alleged, it's alleged, it's alleged. Hey, tell them Kamala say PNM dead. Petrochen workers say the party dead, dead, dead. But billions missing from the treasury. Corruption with taxpayers' money. The end is here, security. PNM dead. Hey, tell them Munilal say PNM dead. Even the 1% say the party dead, dead, dead. They support us mourning and crying. Funeral arrangements they making. The DMO leaving. PNM dead. Condolence.
Speaking at a party meeting in Marabella last Thursday, Gonzalez called on members to put aside personal grievances, insisting that internal disputes must no longer distract from the party's mission. It is our responsibility as PNM members to put aside our petty differences, Gonzalez told supporters. Let us hold hands together because our differences are insignificant compared to the threats that face the people of Trinidad and Tobago today. His comments came amid ongoing speculation that the PNM has been grappling with internal fractures following its crushing defeat in last year's general election and the leadership transition from former political leader Dr. Keith Rowley. Speaking with Guardian Media over the weekend, political analyst Dr. Shane Mohammed said Gonzalez's message reflects what the party has needed to address for some time. I've been saying from the onset, even pre-general election, that the PNM had to take into consideration where they stood as a party collectively, Mohammed said. I am one of those who still believe that one of the contributing factors of the general election result was the fragmentation of the PNM. He described Gonzalez's remarks as both timely and necessary. I believe that at this stage, what Mr. Gonzalez has said is relevant. It is something that is important for an opposition party to be honest with themselves with. Mohammed argued that party members should stop avoiding difficult conversations. They need to understand, stop speaking in codes, and stop throwing words. If there is a split, there is a split. If there is disagreement, then there is disagreement. According to Mohammed, meaningful rebuilding requires far more than public declarations of unity. The bottom line, though, is if the party needs to find its footing to gain competitive advantage, because that is what we are in. We are in an environment that requires competitive advantage, introspection, conflict resolution, discussion, and dialogue, he said. All of those things are going to be important in order for the party to be sustainable and successful going forward. He suggested the party embark on structured efforts to heal internal divisions. He added that the party has struggled to build on moments of political momentum. They are hitting highs and lows, and they are not sustaining the highs. And all of that is saying to me that the party remains fragmented, that they are not supporting each other when there needs to be a follow-through. Meanwhile, political analyst Dr. Winfred James questioned whether the opposition is adequately prepared for the local government campaign, suggesting the party appears to be struggling to redefine itself outside of government. And they have not really begun, at least apart from saying they're on the ground, but they have not begun to politic, to go on the hustings, and to say things that might attract people to vote for them, James said. People look at what is going on and know that we have 4 more years to go with the PNM not in power. So, what is it they are offering? What is it that they can offer? James said while the party could still surprise observers, its internal problems remain evident. I think they're in a desperate place. And the real reason that they're out of power is because they don't know what to do when they are not in power. Guardian Media also contacted former Prime Minister Rowley to determine whether he had any advice for the party at this time following Gonzalez's plea. However, Rowley said, "I do not give advice in public."
Laid to rest.
If you've got high cholesterol, statins are necessary.
Laid to rest.
Political analysts say PNM must heal rifts within parties.
It's alleged. Hey. Tell them Kamala say PNM dead. Petrotrain workers say the party dead. But billions missing from the treasury. Corruption with taxpayers' money. The end is here. Security. PNM dead. Hey. Tell them Munilal say PNM dead. Even the 1% say the party dead. They support us mourning and crying. Funeral arrangements they making. The DMO leaving. PNM dead. Condolences to the Balize. SIEP, no more pale. The rising sun is ready to govern Trinidad and Tobago for a brighter tomorrow. 1. Restart the economy. 2. Health sector immediate victory. Abolish crime. Put sports on the front line. 4. Every pipe must have water. 5. Roads smooth as 6. Provide people with work. UNC and making jokes. Tell them drilling say PNM dead. Social media say the party dead. The registered party members in pain. Scarborough to put a spin. Inside sources say PNM dead. Tell them Arnold say.
And of course, it's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walshit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Tommy, we would hope, right, that this situation here with finally, Tommy, finally, we have been saying for years upon years that the law of justice is not equal in Trinidad and Tobago. And you can see now, for the first time, a 1% is being detained. People jumping out of themselves. Let the law take its course. And let the chips fall where they may. If they are innocent, they have enough financial means to hire the best of the best in Trinidad and Tobago. That is the least of their worries, Tommy. You see how people jumping out of themselves and defending, and I was saddened by that. I was kind of sad that my friend Gary Abud is my friend, took this stance, right?
It's only so much racism we can take. And if the Jews could leave Germany, the Syrian Lebanese can leave Trinidad. The UNC must stop spreading hate and division in the nation. And if they continue, I am going to myself go on a platform to encourage every person who invest in this country to pull up their roots and find somewhere else fertile ground where people are loving and caring. I represent the Sea people. And is it to say that I represent them because I'm involved in drug activity? Take it to the police. My hands are as clean as I would want them to be.
I think Gary made a big mistake. I think he made a big mistake. I think what he needs to do is to correct his mistake. It is a very strong word, Tom.
Yeah.
It is a very strong word.
Very.
And when you use them type of terms, you have to have evidence to back up your terms. Mr. Freud, welcome.
Yeah, I want to say good night to you, Mr. Hanson. Good night to Mr. Tommy. Good night to everybody on chat.
Yeah.
And everybody be safe until we meet again tomorrow. But Mr. Hanson, I know listening to that thing you're playing, where they go take roots and go again?
I want to know where you going.
Who you think will accept the winter field in America?
I don't know where they're going. I know where you're going. Maybe Barbados.
Well, Barbados is depending on tourism. But you know, is the funny thing? You see how they're using the wealth and threatening that they go take their roots and come out like Trinidad go suffer. So if you hold 1% take your everything and go, we will get people to come to invest in Trinidad. Trust me, Trinidad have money. You think I'll go in anyway? We call you a multi-millionaire, billionaire. It's Trinidad. Where are you going? So don't use your wealth to try to target me and make me feel guilty. All right, guys. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Florida.
Well, look at what the cat dragged in from the rain today. If shame had a name, it would be called 2.0 Waffler. Wall Street give you a good name.
Oh, good.
2.0 Waffler.
Yeah. Tommy.
Yes.
I just first time a man get a name. No, I think I just second that. Let me take this to off. Marabella, you have a minute. Marabella, you have a minute. Go ahead.
I have a message for Gary who want to take up his roots and go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Tell him to do like when Chavez tell all the Americans to leave Venezuela. You're leaving everything right here. Hop on a plane and go where you have to go. You understand?
Yeah.
Or he and everybody who want to go, let it do that.
You go.
Yeah, if you want to go, go. Sure, they are going to America because you know what? All we have in America laws going and seize and freeze every friggin' thing.
Yep.
Later was.
Thank you, Mr. Yeah, Tommy. Really, no, Tommy. You go pick up and go away. Where you going? Hey, Tommy.
Space.
Where you going?
And SpaceX.
Yeah, we're gonna take that break. We'll be right back to wrap up. Stick and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, you on WZYE 95.9. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Washington, you on WZYE 95.9. Tommy, if they pick up the Georgie bundle and go, they got to buy the government. Where are they going?
Well, hopefully they'll have enough in the bundle.
But they buy the PNM? They bought the PNM. So maybe they think if they go to some other little island, they could buy that.
After buying the PNM, you think they have anything left?
Yeah. They still have plenty left.
All right.
Well, I mean, I don't think they could come to the U.S. because they can't buy the government in the U.S. You got to go to a small island like St. Lucia, Grenada, one of them places. You know what I mean? set up and buy them, you know? Because that's what it is, the buy the PNM politicians and them. You know what I mean? Or they should
Yep.
say PNM for sale, for sale, for sale. PNM for sale, for sale, for sale. Anyway, folks, here's my closing comment. My closing comment. Well, Gary is my friend, eh? So, what's you going to do?
June 29. Good morning, God. Today is Monday, June 29. Father, as I begin this new week, I come before you with a grateful heart. Thank you for the gift of life, for the opportunity to start again, and for your presence that never leaves me. Lord, go before me in every step I take. Guide my decisions, strengthen my faith, and protect my mind from anything that tries to steal my peace. May I not carry the weight of yesterday or the worries of tomorrow, but instead live this day trusting that you are taking care of every detail of my life. Bless my work, my family, and all those I love. Open the doors that need to be opened. Close the doors that are not from you, and give me wisdom to recognize your direction. May this week be marked by your protection, your favor, and the certainty that no challenge is greater than the God who walks beside me. I place this Monday and this entire week into your hands. In Jesus' name, amen.
When I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all. I like to say what I've got to do. Remember, hard work beats talent, and talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
Maya Angelou says, I can become bitter, quite angry, and burning in anger, but I have never been bitter. Bitterness is a corrosive, terrible acid that just eats you and makes you sick. Like I say every time, you, the man in the mirror, you have to become that change you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe out there. Try to stay cool because there's going to be some hot days coming up. Till then, or should I say till tomorrow, please God. Good night.
Tommy, check this out now. Before we go, Patricia Weed says that will be mass employment. Right?
Mass unemployment.
Mass unemployment, yeah, my bad. Mass unemployment. Patricia?
Stay off the weed.
Ati, stay off the weed, yeah? Tommy. So they go pick up the company and go away. But they picking up the company and going. Eh?
Well, they're going to create a vacuum that has to be filled. And that's an opportunity for many others who have the stuff together.
They go pick up the company and go some other place. Yeah, they go pick it up.
They pick up their franchises like KFC and other things.
Yeah, they go pick up their KFC. You understand? They go pick up their KFC and go to the next island. Anyway, let me see some closing quotes out here on WhatsApp. Miss Atlanta said, speak only when your words are most beautiful than silence. Wall Street and Tommy, bless night. Thank you, Miss Atlanta. Mr. Florida, tell them Jindal will invest in Trinidad. Let them go.
Hey, Mr. Ansem, let them pack up the roots and go. Tell them we go get Jindal to invest in Trinidad.
You will get Jindal. Don't worry all yourself. Then go more than come. Okay. All right, let me go to the closing comments. Okay, closing comments. Yeah. Gordon Gangachana Jaijin Joseph said, my Chumacanian friend, please God, stay off the track. What are you talking about? I don't know. Yeah? I don't know what you're talking about, eh? But anyway.
Just ginger a man, get on my face. Just ginger a man, get on my face.
And stay off the weed.
Huh?
And stay off the weed.
Oh, yeah. you want them to do that too? Yeah, yeah. Take this Gordon Gangachana.
Stay off the weed.
Gangachana, stay off the weed, eh? Whatever you do, stay off the weed. As would say, we'll get Moody to invest and Irfan Ali. Yeah. Okay, closing comments from the chat. Nick says Trinidad has 1 million plus consumers, where in the Caribbean has that among their people.
Jamaica.
Wall Street, Esmo says Wall Street, you know why the so-called 1% don't migrate and stay in the US or anywhere else in the world? It's because they can do in TNT and get away with it. They can't do it anywhere else. Correct is right, Esmo. They could do what they want in Trinidad and get away with it, but they can't get away with that outside of Trinidad. Gordon Gangachana, Jaijin Joseph said, I know we can turn things around for the better, but we should talk to God and man. Stop letting the wicked ones grease your hand. Be truthful, even if the 6.5 may vex with you. God needs us, especially Patty, maybe that is Patty. Andrew says, have a peaceful night. Good night. Hey, Tommy, look, put your shell weed back, goes in course, you know. Put your shell weed back, goes in court, but like that little thing, that little pull she take there, had an effect on she, boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the weed we see there, had an effect. Closing comment, don't trust everything you see. Even salt looks like sugar. Hey, put your shell weed, boy. Hey, look your partner for closing comment too, Tommy. P&M Fox. The Concordat of 1960. Under this historical agreement, the nominated school boards retain the right to handpick 20% of their incoming first form students, Barry Aboud and Philip Alexander. So, they can't change that? Why that can't change, Tommy?
Anything changes, the only constant in the world. So
Correct is right. The only thing that's constant is change. So why isn't that change? Why? Look, Elon Musk will take them. Nick said Elon Musk will take them. And Angie says, good and restful night, wonderful villagers. Stay safe and blessed until Thursday. Again.
As we come in tomorrow, please God. Only Monday.
Say that again?
It's only Monday, so we have a Tuesday show.
Yeah. Pretty sure weed say I do smoke, eh? All right. Okay. Still stay off it because you must get second-hand smoke. Folks, we are out of here. We see you tomorrow, same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Later. Bye-bye. Good night.
Oh, no, 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 no. Lord, we tune into WZYE 95.9. The world right in the airwaves, shining bright and fine. From Margate to the islands, the signal never fades. We lift our hands and praise you for the joy that it brings today. Bless Mr. Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, all the viewers too. Every viewer, every caller, every chatter in the crew. Pour your favor on the station. Let the Holy Ghost flow free. WZYE 95.9, broadcasting victory. Oh, 95.9. Oh, now stretch your mighty hand, Lord, across the ocean wide to Trinidad and Tobago, where the Trini spirit rides. Bless the citizens, Trinidad style. Woo! Sweet, strong, and true. With Douglas fire in their hearts and your love breaking through. From Port of Spain to Tobago, from the savannah to the sea, let your blessing